Hello everyone, good afternoon. Welcome to PRATHAM Test Prep YouTube channel, and I am Ashish Bhargav. Welcome to another episode of Deep Dive, and today's session is very important. We will discuss about central bank digital currency. What exactly we need to understand through this CBDC, basically, which means talking about the RBI is going to launch the e-rupee, and what is the provision in our constitution also. And one more thing that we can say, that central bank digital currency, what is the importance, what are the countries who take initiative of central bank digital currency, e-rupee. So this one, what is the difference of central bank digital currency and cryptocurrency. So I welcome each and everyone here who is taking this session, and please request to everyone, if you are new in this channel, please subscribe and share to your friends as well. About current affairs, the best way to know about current affairs is to study newspaper and magazines. One should study magazines on a daily basis to be updated by current affairs. And a little progress each day adds up to a big result. Second, that we can say, the capacity to learn is a gift, the ability to learn is a skill, so you have to work on the skills. That would be important. And the willingness to learn is a choice, is a quote of Brian Herbert. And the quote is, failure is the only the opportunity to begin again, the time more intelligently. Success, as we know, there are many failures, and there is one route that we can say is success. And as we know, there are many articles that has been mentioned about the CBDC, the digital rupee that RBI could introduce this year and how it will help. So here is the Indian Express article that we can see, the central bank digital currency, the digital rupee that RBI could introduce this year and how it will help. So this article is from the Indian Express, as we know that August 23rd, and according to RBI, CBDC is the legal tender issued by central bank. What is legal tender means? Legal tender, which means that we can say that in the territory of India, that everyone is bound to accept this in the form of debt. So that is what exactly is legal tender is. So in short, that we can say that legal tender, which means that in the form of debt, in the form of, like we can say, interest, that everyone is bound to accept this in the territory of India. That is known to be a legal tender. That is issued by central bank in a digital form. It is the same as the fiat currency. Fiat currency, which means that in the form of that people are able to receive this as a form of exchange, one to one with the fiat currency. At that we can see that coins also known as fiat currency. Say in article that why the RBI most tread lightly in its effort to launch digital currency. To what extent the benefit from issuing digital currency will materialize is debatable. One particular area where it can provide significant gains is remittances. This article also the same. And third one, central bank digital currency to reduce time cost in cross-border businesses, that is RBI Sankar, that is the article again. And here we can say RBI to launch e-rupee pilot soon can be based on token or account. So the Reserve Bank of India, it has mentioned that it will soon commence limited pilot launches of much awaited e-rupee. And e-rupee and CBDC, there is no difference at all. It's the same thing that we can see, that mentioned in the article. E-rupee or central bank digital currency CBDC for specific use cases. E-rupee is akin to sovereign paper currency but takes a different form, exchangeable at par with the existing currency, and will be accepted as a medium of payment, legal tender, and a safe store of value, the central bank said. So CBDC, which means that the person is like we can say, can be accept this as a form of exchange and as a form of debt as well. And one more thing that we can say, and a token based CBDC, which means that is a bearer instrument like an banknotes, meaning which we can say whosoever holds token at a given point in time would be presumed to own them. So that is what a token based CBDC. So there is a two kind of e-rupee that is RBI will launch, that can be structured as token based or an account based. Account based system would require maintenance of record of balance of transactions of all holders of CBDC and indicate the ownership of the monetary balances. So this is about the article. Again, if you can say the same article, India E2P could withdraw the limit of financial intermediation. So in the same, there are many newspaper that we can see. The article is quite similar, that's CBDC. So we have to keep an eye on that. India E2P could withdraw the limit of financial intermediation. So in October 2020, the Reserve Bank of India had set up internal working group. So we can say that RBI will launch CBDC, central bank digital currency. The concept note provide deep insight into RBI motivations for the introduction of CBDC in India. It also authorize potential design features, policy issues and implementation and possible technology platforms. So in short, that we can say that it envisages a token based, or we can say an account based, that we have already discussed. While further, that we can say the guidelines principle reflected in the concept note via view central bank digital currency as an additional payment avenue that does not replace existing payment system. Being the liability of RBI rather than commercial bank, a CBDC insulates users to insolvency risk in the financial system. So we can say that why the central bank RBI is going to be launched as CBDC, the reason behind, so simple that we can say that burden of the currency notes will be reduced. Second, that we can say that if you wish to we can say to give someone we can say 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs, more than 10 lakhs rupees, having a huge amount of cash you need to carry on. So in the case of CBDC, only we need to applicable, not physical transactions as well. And we can say there is some kind of token money also that we can give to some others, like kind of bank draft system. So this will result in creation of core payment system outside India's commercial banking system, resulting in diversification of payment option, mitigate credit and liquidity risk, and provide a hedge against payment system and bank failures. As we know that the CBDC is playing a vital role in everyone's life, but as we know the digital divide in our country. So what a digital divide, which means that digital divide in case that we can say that in our country that the enable of internet is no everywhere. So that's the what would be the issues that also we need to concern, that it can reduce cross-border payment friction, promote financial inclusion also, given its offline features, and deliver digital footprint of retail users that may be enable easy credits. So that's why, because as we are in our country, no, not each and every corner of the country having a 4G and 5G enabled. So the implication of the central bank digital currency to banks, payments intermediaries and other participants in the financial service ecosystem is likely to be profound. The role of banks and other intermediaries in the distribution of a retail CBDC may lead to a new partnership between banks, fintech firms and technology companies. The proposed two-tier model would require technologies. So if you talk about on a legal front, the RBI Act, Foreign Exchange Management Laws, Payment System and Settlement Act, Coinage Law, and we can say Prevention of Money Laundering Laws. So this all will monitors the adaptation of central bank digital currency. So introduction of CBDC is likely to have a positive impact on India's formal economy and could also strengthen our fiscal system. One more thing you need to keep in mind, a CBDC launch would be positive move and is likely to have a fair-reaching impact on both our domestic payment system and cross-border payment architecture. So this thing always need to keep in mind. Now again we can say the article is from the Hindu, the phased implementation of digital currency for wholesale retail segment in the works, that is RBI officials have mentioned. Now as we know that the taxonomy of money is that here a central bank issued, this is something different from the cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency, that central bank issue also cryptocurrency, but as we know that is a blockchain technology through which that cryptocurrency is to be shared. And one more thing, that electronic versus, so there is no kind of virtual currency it's required, that there is kind of virtual currency and it's universally accessible, bank deposits, it will work as a bank deposit, and this we can say this can remove like cash and commodity money. So, and peer-to-peer transactions, that means one person knows about who is giving the transactions as well. This is a, we can say that. So initially we have to understand what exactly is money is, and we can say central bank digital currency is also asked in union budget. RBI to introduce digital rupee using blockchain and other technologies starting 2022 and 2023. This will lead to more efficient and cheaper currency management system. It will also give boost to digital economy. This news is from the PIB, that is Press Information Bureau. So, according to the recent report, the Reserve Bank of India digital rupee central bank digital currency may be introduced in the phase beginning with the wholesale business in the current financial year. So, Reserve Bank of RBI Act 1934, which will enable to launch a CBDC. So, which act enables RBI give wings to establish CBDC is, we can say, is one, we can say is Reserve Bank of India Act 1934. Reserve Bank of India Act 1934. And one more thing that we need to keep in mind, like what is fiat currency? Zizi, you're asking what fiat currency is. Something that we can say which we can physically touch it. That is known to be a fiat currency. Okay. So what is money? It is accepted medium of exchange for goods and services, and virtually anything can be considered money as long as it performs the three major functions of money, namely as medium of exchange and stores of value and unit of account. The three things that is known to be a function as of money. Fiat money and legal tender, currency notes, coins, which we can physically touch it, that is known to be a fiat money. Legal tender also, that physically notes and coins are therefore called fiat money. So digital currency and fiat currency का क्या relation है? See, digital currency and fiat currency means that fiat currency मतलब 10 रुपए के सिक्के हैं, 10 रुपए का नोट है, which we are able to touch it. That is not to be fiat currency. Digital currency का मतलब हो गया जिसको we are not able to touch physically, उसको हम touch नहीं कर सकते. उसकी value same है, उसको physically that we are not able to touch this, that is not to be a digital currency. Fiat मतलब physically touch कर सकते हैं. This is what exactly difference. The major difference is. So that they do not have intrinsic value like a gold or silver coin. They are also called legal tenders as they cannot be refused by any citizens. Legal tender आपने देखा होगा कि at the time of जब हमारा demonetization हुआ था तो हमारे PM ने मोदी जी ने ये चीज़ अनाउंस की थी 8th November I think if I am not wrong कि ये 2000 के नोट जो होंगे हमारे वो लीगल टेंडर नहीं होंगे, which means that legal tender which means in the territory of India, irrespective of any person, caste, creed, that nobody can deny this. People have to accept this. They are bound to accept this in the form of exchange, in the form of debt. That is known to be a legal tender. So they also call legal tender that cannot be refused by any citizen or country for settlement of any kind of transactions. This is what exactly is legal tender is. So what is central bank digital currency? Central bank digital currency is the digital form of country fiat currency that also claim on the central bank. So instead of printing money, the central bank issue electronic coins or accounted backed by the full faith and credit of the government. Just like currency note issued by central bank, CBDC would be also a legal tender, which means that nobody can deny this. Okay. One more thing that you need to keep in mind, what exactly is digital legal tender. So legal tender, which means that in short, if any person like if you talk about in Delhi, somewhere in area of Saket, if there is a pani puri wala is there and somebody is paying money with a form of digital currency like an Paytm, and that pani puri wala will deny this कि no sir, I cannot accept the in a form of Paytm, so please आप मुझे cash दीजिए. So can we say that Paytm is working here as a legal tender? No, not at all. So it means that legal tender का मतलब क्या होता है, आपके जो 100 रुपीज़ के 100 रुपीज़ के नोट्स हैं and we can say 5000 2000 रुपीज़ के नोट्स हैं, वो आपके लीगल टेंडर होते हैं. So लीगल टेंडर का मतलब होता है कैश आपका लीगल टेंडर है, बट आपका पेटीएम गूगल पे आपका लीगल टेंडर नहीं है. We can use in the form of cash. Legal tender digital currency is same? No, this is something different. Easy. Legal tender का मतलब हो गया आपका कि आप उसे किसी भी फॉर्म में आप किसी को भी दोगे तो दैट द पर्सन कैन नॉट डिनाई दिस. that is going to be legal tender. And digital currency is something different. Digital currency which means that we can say जो आपके अकाउंट में पैसा है डिजिटल फॉर्मेट में है, ई रूपी, और वी कैन से दैट जहां पे आपको एक कम्युनिटीज दिख नहीं रही है. फिजिकल करेंसी आपका जो होगा वो लीगल टेंडर में काउंट होगा. जैसे आप देखो, अगर आप फॉर एग्जांपल आईफोन 14 लेने गए और वी कैन से आपको वहां पे 5 रुपए के कॉइन्स लेके गए, 2-3 बोरियां लेके गए, आपने कहा कि हाँ जी मुझे ना आईफोन चाहिए, सारे पैसे तुम गिन लो, मुझे आईफोन 14 चाहिए. पर्सन कैन डिनाई दिस एग्जैक्टली. तो क्या कॉइन हमारे लीगल टेंडर नहीं है, बट कुछ एक्सटेंट तक ही है. 1000 रुपीज तक वो आपको काउंट करने देगा. बैंक में भी ऐसे ही सेम सिस्टम है, क्योंकि 1000 के बाद आपके कॉइन्स को वो नहीं काउंट करेगा. वो उसके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है आपके शॉपकीपर के ऊपर. वो आईफोन 14 देने से आपको मना कर सकता है. बेशक आपके पास सेम अमाउंट वो वैल्यू है, लेकिन फॉर्म अलग है. वो कैश में नहीं है, ना ही आपके वो डिजिटली है, वो आपके कॉइन्स में है, तो उसके लिए मना कर सकता है आपको. तो क्या जो कॉइन्स हैं वो क्या लीगल टेंडर है? वो लीगल टेंडर ही है, बट एक एक्सटेंट तक, 1000 रुपीज तक, 2000 रुपीज तक. उसके बाद वो लीगल टेंडर नहीं होते. द पर्सन कैन डिनाई दिस. आई होप दिस इज क्लियर फॉर एवरीवन. Okay, so just like currency notes issued by central bank, the CBDC is legal tender and accepted for the payment of various transactions within a country. Unlike the cryptocurrency, the CBDC is backed by the central bank and hence enjoy more amount of stability and less volatility. So this means that we can say that cryptocurrency is something different and digital currency is something different. What is the need of CBDC or national digital currency? They both are form of same, like CBDC central bank digital system, central bank digital currency or national digital currency. डिजिटल करेंसी है क्या कोई करंटली इंडिया में? I could not even understand, Zizi, what you are asking. Please clear what exactly you are asking. So CBDC मतलब एक तरह से डिजिटल फॉर्मेट में करेंसी है जो कि RBI एक लॉन्च करने वाली है डिजिटल करेंसी को. ठीक है, जो हमारे बजट में भी मेंशन है. So according to Investopedia, the goal is to provide users with convenience and security of digital as well as regulated reserve-backed circulation of the trading banking system. An official digital currency would reduce the cost of currency management while enabling real-time payment without any interbank settlement. So India's fairly high currency to GDP ratio holds out another benefit of CBDC. To the extent large cash usage can be replaced by CBDC, the cost of printing, transporting and storing paper currency can be substantially reduced. This is the benefit of this. The need of interbank settlement would disappear as it would be a central bank liability handed over the one person to another, which means peer to peer. And who has given the recommendation to Reserve Bank of India? Cryptocurrency के लिए सबसे पहले recommendation थी SC Garg committee. This committee name always need to be recalled. गर्ग कमेटी ने सबसे पहले रिकमेंडेशन दी थी आरबीआई को कि आपको इसमें क्या करनी चाहिए, आपको डिजिटल फॉर्मेट में करेंसीज को लॉन्च करनी चाहिए. As we know that now we launched the 5G system in our country, so that's why RBI want like आप टेक्नोलॉजी के ऊपर ध्यान दो थोड़ी सी. तो ये किसने रिकमेंडेशन दी? SC गर्ग suggested 3 different laws around big uses cases of crypto technologies. पहले उन्हें बताया डिजिटल करेंसी के बारे में, देन क्रिप्टो बिजनेस के बारे में, क्रिप्टो एसेट्स के बारे में. दैट्स वाई बजट में आपने देखा होगा कि इन केस यू गॉट बेनिफिट तो आपको 30% आपको इसमें कैश भी देनी पड़ेगी, 30% आपको कैश देनी पड़ेगी. So first, a digital rupee or digital currency law at a time has come for digital currency to be evolved and issued by a virtual currency. So नाम ये सेम है, डिजिटल करेंसी, वर्चुअल करेंसी. मतलब जिसको हम फिजिकली टच नहीं कर सकते वो हमारा क्या है, वर्चुअल करेंसी है. इन शॉर्ट, ban anybody who mines, hold, transact or deal with cryptocurrency in any form. तो ये क्या क्रिप्टो करेंसी की माइनिंग होती है? हाँ जी, बिटकॉइन की एक माइनिंग होती है. आप देखा होगा कि आपने अफगानिस्तान में, आपने यहाँ पे अफ्रीकन नेशन में बहुत सारे सिस्टम को लेके बिटकॉइन को माइन करते हैं. सो बिटकॉइन को माइन करने का मतलब है कि आप उसमें एक सुपर कंप्यूटर की नीड होती है, तो लोग वहाँ पे उससे अराउंड 30 to 50 आपको लैपटॉप यूज़ कर रहे थे इसको माइनिंग करने के लिए। ऐसा नहीं कि माइनिंग आपको एक दिन में कंप्लीट हो जाता है और आपने उस बिटकॉइन को बेच दी, ऐसा नहीं होता है। बिटकॉइन को बनने में कम से कम आपको माइट भी 4 years भी लग सकते हैं, डिपेंड करता है आपके इंटरनेट की स्पीड के ऊपर। तो इसकी माइनिंग करते थे बहुत सारे लोग, इलीगल तरीके से माइनिंग करते। Okay, so as we know that SC Gov committee has recommended to the RBI to issue the digital currency that we had already discussed. How is different from the present digital cash that we use using a debit or credit card or payment app to purchase coffee or to make payment to shop in the form of digital money. But this is created by the commercial banks based on the central bank money credited electronically to their accounts. The difference in the form of digital cash is not as risk-free as CBDC. So as commercial banks, you could lose your savings if a bank fails, as governments usually only insure a certain amounts. So what are the central bank taking interest in digital currency? Central bank fear losing control over the supply of money and payment system into cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin or even the planned Facebook-backed cryptocurrency DM. The spread of form of payment is not overseen by any central or public body could weaken central bank grip on the supply of money and economic stability. We can say that the threat has grown even deeper as cryptocurrency are increasingly embraced. Further, as we use less physical cash, a CBDC would ensure that the public has access to central bank money. They could also offer a new tool for central bank to transmit monetary policy and keep economies stable. How would a digital currency look like? A CBDC could take a form of token saved on a mobile phone or a prepaid card, and it could also exist in account directly managed by the central bank or an intermediary bank. Technology to be used for centralized ledger or distributed ledger. So these two things we need to also understand. So CBDC only the form of token saved in the mobile phone or a prepaid card. This does not require any kind of internet also. So a centralized ledger that will work is like here is clearinghouse, and that the fourth is working like. Similarly, that internet banking, as we know that the NEFT, RTGS and IMPS, similarly that we can say, and distributed ledger is working like the things is how it works, as we can see in the diagram. Our distributed ledger database is spread across several nodes devices, only a peer-to-peer network where each replicates and saves an identical copy of the ledger and updates itself independently. And the primary advantage is the lack of central authority. When a ledger updates happens, each node construct the new transactions and then the node vote by consensus algorithm on which copy is correct. So type of DLT is the blockchain technology, we can say. Blockchain and DLT were exactly different. A form of DLT comprised of immutable digital recorded data stored in a package called blocks, while a record of consensus maintained and validated by the multiple party and nodes. A specific type of DLT that uses cryptography to make it hard for the malicious user to manipulate the results in their own favor. Second, that we can say a way to construct a ledger in the decentralized way to achieve consensus among participants who don't trust each other. A way to implement a distributed ledger, however, not all distributed ledger necessarily employ blockchains. Records new information in real time, only adds new entries if consensus among participants is confirmed. Is DLT necessary to CBDC? No. While the technology that is often associated with the use of central bank digital currency is distributed ledger technology, and CBDC may exist without DLT as well. What is likely to benefit of introduction of CBDC? Ensure public access to legal tender if cash were phased out, transition towards a cashless society, break the monopoly of cryptocurrency, financial stabilities, and promote cashless society, financial inclusion, effectiveness of monetary policy as well, push to development of fintech sector, provide a real-time picture of economic activity at what time the person has getting the cash, hence better GDP estimates and efficient monetary policy formulation. Traceability of transaction would crack down on corruption and money laundering as well. So how the evolution of cryptocurrency framework in India? 2013 RBI cautioned users and investors to virtual currency. 2018 RBI circular barred banks and other financial institutions from dealing with cryptocurrency. 2019 Finance Ministry Committee or Virtual Currency recommended banning cryptocurrency in India. And we can say again 2019 banning on cryptocurrency regulation of official digital currency bill 2019 was passed. And 2020 Supreme Court struck down 2018 RBI circular. 2021 cryptocurrency and regulation of official digital currency bill has been launched. So objective is that main objective to mitigate the risk and trim cost of handling physical currency, cost of phasing out soil notes, transportation, insurance of logistics, and global trend is that Bahamas has been the first economy to launch its nationwide central bank digital currency, sand dollar. Nigeria is another country to have rolled out eNaira in 2020. China became the world's first major currency to pilot digital currency eCNY, and Korea, Sweden, Jamaica, Ukraine are some of the countries to have begun testing its digital currency, and many more may soon follow. This is, as we can say, how it is similar in different currency issued by private entities and it's a central bank. This is not to be recalled. Why the government is not favoring cryptocurrency? As we have already discussed that generally cryptocurrency generate a negative sentiments among government with the following key arguments. Most of the country deny them the definition of currency and argues that they do not meet the function of money. They are highly volatile, speculative medium that distort the market, pulling away investment from the real economy and innovative into the bubble. So this is what the concerns surrounding CBDC. Main privacy issue is also disintermediation of commercial banks and reputation risk for a central bank. What should be the way forward for this? The way forward should be with a changing payment landscape. Central bank have recognized that they too need a develop to this transition and incorporate new technology. If a private e-money issuer was to control the majority of payments in the country, that there was a clear move away from the fiat currency, that central bank would lose its ability to implement monetary policy. Against this backdrop, central banks are trying to understand the financial and economic impact of introducing their own digital currency, and we may expect our own CBDC in near future to it according to Indian financial system. Now it's time to questions of the day. So questions of the day is that we can say it will solve hardly one question. This one. With reference to digital payment, consider the following statement. BHIM app allows to users to transfer money to anyone with a UPI enabled bank account. While a chip PIN debit card has 4 factors of authentication, the BHIM app has only 2 factors of authentication. So the statement is are correct. Only 1, 2, both 1 and 2, neither 1 and 2. So obvious that first one is right one. Debit card has 4 factors of authentication. BHIM app has only 2 factors of authentication. That is incorrect. So yes. BHIM is a UPI enabled initiative to make quick and easy payments developed by NPCI, National Payment Corporation of India. It has 3 factor authentication: knowledge factor, position factor, and inheritance factor. So here is 4 is also need. Security question 4-digit PIN is required. So that we cannot say that it is 3 factor authentication, not 4 factor authentication. So I hope guys you enjoyed our session a lot. And in deep dive session, if you have any issues, anything you would like to ask, please let us know in the comment section. Our Pratham team is always willing to help you. at any circumstances. And daily news analysis YouTube session is going on sharp at 11:30 a.m. So stay tuned. And the Thursday class that Hema ma'am will take class of deep dive. Stay tuned for this. Thank you so much. Bye bye and take care. If you are new in this channel, please subscribe the channel as well. Thank you so much. Bye bye and take care once again.